been there. Me ba be chira the AC or national service scandal dim. I am ahead of the Attorney General. I am ahead of all the government institutions, security institutions. I am ahead of all of them. And when I say I am ahead of all of them, most of the people they are going after, I went after them a year or two ago, and I know majority of the things are on my year, and I have evidence to them. Now, Mama, something about what actually happened today, and it's got to do with the criminality, the criminal cartel of the NPP. Now, and the matter in Sembebri, and it's got to do with this German, Ayefreno, Boahen. Metna me platform we so, catch them say, Sa Boahen we oyevi. Metna ha, so many occasions, and I me catch them say, Sa NSB ho, Sa National Signal Bureau ho, led by this guy, and Joe Ansa, and the other guys there. The level of corruption at Ecosono. I'm not for be social media the matem. Do you remember? Bet much a piece of it. This was when I did a piece on this guy. I forgot to tell you this. This guy, he is the brother to Charles Boahen. Munim Charles Boahen. Mr. P, Mr. S, pull the Charles Boahen's picture for me. Now I remind the Ghana for who Charles Boahen is. This is a brother to Charles Boahen. And remember, I spoke about Charles Boahen some time on our platform. The Charles Boahen guy, these are the same group of people. The NPP, they are using them to destroy Ghana. They are a family. What they use them for 2024 November, last year November. Sa Akwawe Boahen we. This guy, I did series of scandals on this guy. Me magana for bonia Akwawe AD. Me chamo sika omuria. But you see, the kind of job we do here, it takes time. And it's a pregnancy. It takes time to give birth. And this me a story. Now obijina baby edimatem. Or trying to undermine what I have done. I am mystery. Because you see, I have fact and as far as all the facts definitely a day will come. Some facts a bit manifested. And that was what you people are seeing today. There are so many things I have said, so many documents I've shown you. As time goes on, mube in prosecution. They be amekacha Ghana for say. Man, tinaha because I hate somebody. So I won't say I am getting at somebody. Now it is something I know. Now there's one thing about me too. So I won't say my can't send me then I'm doing something dangerous. And then I'm a lot of some people sleepless nights. To me videos 50 in a day. Yes, it shows how powerful I am. And then I say what they know I can do. They know how I can reach. They know the damage I can do. It is also my can't send back. It means I am working on it. It means it means I am going to do damage. I knew this guy. They're not all year. National Signal Bureau. This guy was committing a lot of crimes. Now, and the Attorney General Nangasaba, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Attorney General making statements being there. Maybe I will the AC or national service scandal. I am ahead of the Attorney General. I'm ahead of all the government institutions, security institutions. I'm ahead of all of them. And when I say I am ahead of all of them, most of the people they are going after, I went after them a year or two ago, and I know majority of the things are on my year, and I have evidence to them. Now, I went to Attorney General and then, Sabranti we or your NPPD Ekufuado and I appointed no. So do not underestimate the AC no. Edubuahen we are and the Attorney General beka no asem no. just one institution, a small institution under the national security. It is not even the national security. Into the moon in Nana, we have millions of cities, just a small office. And then I'm say, a Juma was a NDC year, 42 years a Juma. The number of prosecutions are also NDC year, 42 years. That's what I'm saying. Let us guide them. So I'm going to deliver 42 years this year. You will see how it will be in Ghana. Because the amount of corruption and criminal cases there, NDC, they need to prosecute, and yet easy. A dozen papa, and they are all factual. Now, so Attorney General and Okan Sembi, let's listen to a little bit of it. Then we will talk about it.
Prior to the enactment of the NSB Act, that is the National Signals Bureaus Act 2020, which transformed the BNC into the NSB, Mr. Boahen served as Deputy Director of the BNC and subsequently is Director from 2017. In other words, he has been in the management and control of Ghana's signal infrastructure since 2017. As the Director of BNC, Mr. Boahen was a co-signatory to the BNC's Director's account at Fidelity Bank. While serving as Director of BNC, however, he and his wife, Miss Angela Eje Boahen, registered a company on October 23, 2018, which they named, and listen carefully, BNC Communications Bureau Limited. It is important to note that the similarity between the names here, that is BNC, was designed, to engage in a criminal enterprise, which will unfold as I go further. For purposes of differentiation, we will call the private company Private BNC and call Ghana's Signal and National Security BNC the National BNC. Mr. Boahen, who is the head or who was the head of the BNC, and his wife are listed as directors of the private BNC. Okay, so they registered a company, and they, the two of them, together are the directors of the company, the two directors of the company. On October 26, 2018, the couple opened a corporate account for their private BNC at Universal Merchant Bank, UMB. According to the mandate on the account, either of the directors could sign checks and approve transactions on the account. In his capacity as director of Mr. Boahen on January 30th, 2020, signed a contract on behalf of the government of Ghana and the National Security Council on the one hand, and on the other hand, an Israeli company called ISC Holdings Limited. The contract was for the purchase of a cyber defense system software at a price of $7 million United States of American dollars. Let us call this contract the GOG ISC contract. On February 6, 2020, Mr. Boahen then transferred an initial amount of 27,100,000 Ghana cedis, that is from the National BNC's operations account at Fidelity Bank to the private BNC account at UMB. Official documentation on the transfer revealed that the amount was for the payment of cyber defense system software, which the National BNC was buying from ISC Holdings in Israel. Mr. Boahen, in effect, transferred the money from the National BNC to his private company, the private BNC. A review of the transactions on the bank accounts reveals that once the funds from the National BNC landed in the account of his private BNC at UMB Bank, Mr. Boahen caused his private BNC to transfer an amount of 9,537,520 Ghana cedis to ISC Holdings in Israel. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was the Ghana cedi equivalent of 1,750,000 United States of American dollars. to justify or facilitate the transfer of the 9.5 million and the 9.5 million, Mr. Boahen fraudulently attached a copy of the Government of Ghana ISC contract as well as an invoice which he held out as an invoice issued by IC Holding